that? Shut that bloody notification. Are we on? Oh yeah. Hello. Welcome to live. Absolutely freezing again. Woo. Trying to keep warm. Doing a live outside in this freezing cold. Yeah, I was just, we all had Christmas Day yesterday, didn't we? Well, if you celebrate that type of thing. And the amount of food I cooked. So I was cooking, family, everything. The amount of food I cooked was insane. And the amount of chocolates. I don't usually eat that, but I just thought, fuck it. And I knew you can just kind of feel it, can't you? All that food and stuff. And also over the past week, I've hardly trained. I think I trained Christmas Eve, jiu-jitsu, but I didn't do any weight training or fitness training. And I had some meetings and stuff like this. I had to go to London day before, big long day, get up at 5 in the morning and stuff, and I was totally knackered. And get back, reasonable time, but I had to go into centre of London. And the whole, for past week, I've not really trained that much. So I had a bit of time off. I trained a couple of times in last week, that's it. And I ate a ton of shit, basically. No, good food, you know what I mean? It was good sort of whole foods and stuff for Christmas. Did the whole turkey thing. It was massive, got loads left. Turkey, lamb, pigs in blankets, everything, all the veggies. Even roast sprouts, which were quite nice. Roast sprouts. Boiled sprouts, shite. You have to put gravy on them. But anyway, I ate a lot of chocolate too, and ate a lot of pudding and just a lot of food. And then Simone came round yesterday morning, Christmas Day morning, with homemade sausage rolls. I never eat sausage rolls, but I was having them. Must have had about 4 or 5 of the damn things. And immediately I woke up this morning thinking, right, I need to, hello, Stray Kids, who's that? Do I know Stray Kids? No, I don't. What's that? All right, no, I don't know that. I don't know Stray Kids, sorry. Feel free to tell me what that means. So I woke up this morning, as always, thinking, right, I need to get back on the old fitness thing. Get back on the old fitness. Because this year, I feel like I'd built more size. I'm heavier, basically. Built more muscle. But just ate a shit ton of stuff over Christmas there. Yesterday, not really trained all week. So now it's time. It's a K-pop group, right? Yeah, kind of look like Bang Chan, yeah. I'll go and take a look, yeah. So that's Stray Kids. Yeah, K-pop's like massively popular now. My friend Joel, from Mexpat Dating, he's Asian American. He's from a Korean background, so he looks like a K-pop dude, and he lives in South America. He's always telling me about it, like, even the girls like it, He's doing all right, He's just a fanboy, yeah. Yeah, it's all right. Cheers, you don't. Yeah. Anyway, but back on topic. So, yeah, I think I got that feeling this morning that I need to get back on the training, because the last year I've just been, I would say, bulking up. I'm a lot heavier, feel a lot stronger as well, naturally. So this year might do a bit more lean bulking till about February, and then drop off. Just start to slow from February to July, a long shallow cut like that I might do this year, like I did a couple of years ago. Last year I didn't at all. I just sort of were very relaxed, lean bulk all year. Feel a bit stronger and heavier. I'm never massive now, but talked about this a lot. Like, you know, on my website I've got the diet plans and recipes and how to. Am I sick? I have been, yeah. I had like a bit of flu, something, you know, like I had the flu last few days and it's freezing. So yeah, I've been quite sick, but anyway, it don't knock me. I can, you know, anything, I'll be fine. The reason why you get through it, by the way, easily, is because of, you know, that whole foods diet that I promote on my website. Particularly low carb, it lowers your body inflammation, so you don't really get, you recover really quick from everything. It works even if you're a bit older. It really helps if you're a bit older, and that's what you should do. So, just a quick. So obviously, you're gonna. What this is about is to control your diet. Have a hot orange. That will do. Hot orange. Yeah, maybe like chuck. What do you put in it now? I always put some crap in it, like. Anyway, yeah, I put some stuff in it. Yeah. By the way, with the building muscle and all that. Yeah, yeah. So like when you're building muscle. So what I promote for building muscle, right? And I'm not specialist. I'm just always in good shape, especially for my age, right? So I work with personal trainers for years and things like this, right? 85% of it is diet, right? And if you want to know the type of diet you should be on, just go and have a look on my website. I've got the diet plans and recipes, or andyholt.co.uk. Go to resources. There's a link down below, really, my diet plan. Go to resources, and then you'll find their diet plans and recipes. And I've done a ton of video content on it as well, like loads of cooking videos, how to cook the meals in like 20 minutes. They're all high protein, uh, low overall calories, right? So yeah, you've got high protein, low overall calories, like whole foods, and generally lower carb, right? Because I want to lower body inflammation. It's not just about getting massive. I know you might need carbs in the gym to get massive, but I function on ketones, and I think there's a kind of, in my opinion, there's a dual goal here. One is, yeah, you want to build some lean mass and keep lean, and look good aesthetics, good shape. And number two is to lower body inflammation for long-term health. So you know, you don't want to end up with chronic body inflammation, and that generally means no processed white carbs. So you can have a bit, like yesterday I had some carbs. I had roast potato, right, because it's Christmas Day. That's a whole foods carb, that's different. But you want to reduce carbs together. Anyway, you get your diet in check, go and have a look at my diet. And what you want to do is I would still, even now, just go on a little bit of a lean bulk till end of February. That means 300 to 400 calories only over your maintenance calories, no more. So you got to find out. I've got a link to a calorie calculator, like calculate your maintenance calories, what they would be, which is maintaining what you're burning each day to what you're putting in. Also tells you, I'll explain how to, on my diet plans and meals recipe, I always explain how to calculate how much protein you need, all that kind of thing. Once you've got that sorted, you want to add 300 or 400 calories per day on a lean bulk. And then when you go to swap to a shallow bulk, you want to minus 300 or 400 calories. Right, so don't be going on no dirty bulk or some like ridiculous cut. And you want your cut to take about 3 or 4 months, maybe longer, right? And most of it, when you first start, of course, boxer size. All right, I'm doing boxer size classes at B-Shard Boxing. They're so good there. Right, okay. Boxer size classes. Yeah, really good. So things like boxing or anything like that, it's high intensity, right? So it's like very good for fitness. But I've got to be honest with you, right? You're not gonna, if you're overweight or if you want to lose some weight and get in shape, I don't care how much boxing you're gonna do. It will work, get you fit, and it'll burn some fat. But it's mostly in the diet, right? Losing weight is mostly in the diet. Yes, you have to pick up some. So the boxing is going to be really good. It's burning additional calories, but most of the calories are going to come from the diet. I've done quite a lot of videos on fasting and fat burning and things like this. Just have a look in my training. I've got like a training playlist in there. Done some good videos on it. Some good interviews there with some fitness professionals as well. But yeah, once you go on that kind of shallow cut, I'm going to go till February, and then I'm going to go on a lean cut till July. But the first thing I'm going to do, just because I've been eating crap over Christmas, is just tighten up the diet. So I'm going to stick to those recipes that I have on my diet plans and meals, the ones on my channel and things. So like the gourmet beef, which is just basically beef, a few talking veggies, you know what I mean? Onions, peppers, maybe some mushrooms, cucumber, that kind of thing. And eat that, or the eggs and salmon, or the eggs and steak. I've got the keto eggs and salmon, which is scrambled egg with onions, peppers, salmon, and they got the new one, with the soft boiled eggs, chop them, cottage cheese, onions, steak, or chicken or salmon. I'm just going to eat that on rotate, right? Steak, chicken, fish. Just keep eating that on rotate. That's what I'm going to do now. But eat more of it, eat enough of it. Each one of them meals is anywhere between the average around 500 calories, 600 calories each. So you can eat them sort of a few times a day, The steak one is more like 700-800 calories. So you could probably eat that 3 times, and you'll be good. That's what I'm going to do from now. So when you transition between, let's say, a bulk and a cut, it's always nice to have a week of maintenance, just maintain before you transition and then switch. Yeah, pair of gloves. They're not actually ripped, right? Look, they're a bit grubby because 2 days ago on Christmas Eve, I was chopping wood, for the fire with an axe, and they're just like, I've got like tree sap all over them, but the fingerless gloves, I haven't ripped them. It's so when I'm outside and I'm doing my journal, I can write and I'm reading, I can turn book pages. So I just use fingerless gloves. They're quite warm, but yeah, they do look poor. I love that comment. But they've got like bits of wood and tree sap on them because I was chopping wood 2 days ago in the garden. So yeah, and it's not a fashion contest when you're sat out here, I'm just sat in my garden. So yeah, I think it's time to tighten up on the diet, and I'm going to get back in the gym I've got weights at home as well, so you should too. When you're doing your gym as well, if you've had time off over Christmas, you just need to go easy for a day or two, and focus on resistance training. You know, if you're doing constant fitness and things like boxing, great. But it's high intensity, isn't it? It's going to absolutely wipe you out if you've not done anything over Christmas. So go easy. Talked about training splits before. Tend to do either lower upper or modified full body. So basically training what's recovered. And I'll flip to doing more of a lower upper. Occasionally I do like push-pull legs, but only when I'm splitting my upper up into a separate push and pull. But usually I do a bit of both. If I go in the gym, like I'll do lower and then like legs, you know, squats, deadlifts, whatever. And then I'll do an upper. So I'll do, usually my first upper, I do something like wide bar chins, you know, for back. And then some incline press, bench press. And then more rows, and then more chest, side lateral raises, things like that. And then the next time I do the upper, I'll probably start on a chest, you know, start on a chest press and then do a back. So I just make sure I do that. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, doesn't it take the purpose out of the gloves? Yeah, it does, yeah, because your fingers are just a bit cold, yeah. You're absolutely right. It does take the purpose out of the gloves, but my dad always had fingerless gloves because he's a fisherman and, you know, you need to get the hooks and things. But the ends of your fingers are quite resilient, and, you know, if you've got a blanket like that, you just rub them up. Right, thank you very much. What I would say, we got a bit off topic on this live, but it's about after Christmas Day, all the food that we've eaten, getting back onto good diet, tightening up your diet now, and getting back in the gym, getting into really good shape. I don't know about you, but if you eat a lot of like crap, like sugars and chocolates and if you eat 100% chocolate, by the way, dark chocolate, you're fine because there's no sugar in it. But if you're eating like, you know, like milk tray and well, what, you know, like selection boxes at Christmas and fucking celebrations and all that, and then eating a lot of like bad, too much food over Christmas. I don't know about you, but I always feel like really heavy and tired and bloated and things like that. So it'd be really good to get back onto that sort of whole foods diet that I promote, and I think is the cornerstone of your kind of life. Yeah, thank you. Smaller, yeah, I am a smaller Chris Bumstead. I just bought a new punching bag, got loads of weights in the house. I just need the motivation to get going. Right, okay, so if you need the motivation, so motivation, I talked about this last few lives actually. It's not actually a thing. You got to create that vision for yourself. So you got to like create the goal or the identity. I want to get in shape. This is me. Visualize it, right? And then just start taking action a little bit each day. So motivation kind of comes, if you think about gym motivation, when you first go in the gym, you know, you buy all that stuff, get it in the house, you think, right, I'm going to get started. And then for some reason, you don't want to. That's because it's painful to start. The first time you go in the gym is always horrible. It feels like shit. It's just horrible. It only gets better once you take action and force yourself to go in and start training, right? But you've got to actually force yourself to start. And quite often, you know, when you're not feeling like going to the gym, I remember listening to someone say, just commit to doing 10 minutes. Just say, I'll go in for 10 minutes if I don't feel like it. After 10 minutes, you're warmed up, you're fine, you're going. So it's just like taking action, realising you got to like step in and tell yourself, no, I'm going. And realising that, of course, there is no motivation because you're doing something you don't want to do. So taking that first step, just commit to 10 minutes. And this is something I do. I always have weights around the house. Like I go to the gym, but I've got weights at home. I've got, you know, them twist lock dumbbells. They go from 5 to 40 kg each one, and they're really good. And a bench. I have them at home and some kettlebells and stuff. And then go in the gym. Got the full gym. But I always leave a couple of kettlebells in my kitchen. This is a good one. I leave a couple of kettlebells in my kitchen where if I go in the kitchen, I commit to doing a set every time I go in. Just pick them up, do something. So when I see these kettlebells, I always do something. And sometimes when you train at home, it's different. When you go in the gym, you might say, yeah, I'm going to commit to doing 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, you're warmed up and you can do a full hour or whatever, right? A full workout. When you're at home, you might split that 1 hour into 30-minute segments. So you might say, I'll just do like 3 sets of chest press or 3 sets of rows or something like this. Or it depends what equipment you've got. You've probably not got full equipment, but if you've got like dumbbells or kettlebells, you can do like Bulgarian split squats. Just do 2 or 3 sets, you know, and leave it at that. Every day, just a little bit of something. Move around your body, you know, do some push, pull legs. Maybe do 3 sets of dumbbell Romanian deadlifts or with a kettlebell. Even if you've not got heavy weight at home, you can put in intensity by really controlling it, you know, the whole time under tension thing. Yeah. All you got to do is get to the gym. Yeah, this is it. Taking the first step, you just got to go to the gym. And just don't try and absolutely batter one body part. Like I say, split it up. When you do an upper, do half your push and half your pull. And then in a few days' time, do the other half of the volume of push and the other half of pull. That way you're not absolutely battering the hell out of your body, you know what I mean? You can, and if you're training at home, you can train more frequently for 30-minute segments. Every day, just move around your body and do something. You want to aim for training every major body part twice a week, ideally. At least once a week, but twice a week is better. And that's how you'll do it with the lower upper. You only need to train 4 times for 40 minutes with that split. 200 kilograms of weights. Wow, you got 200 kilograms of weights. What, at home? That's pretty serious. I've not got anything like that. Like I say, I've got dumbbells up to 40 kg each. And I have got a barbell in the garage, but I never use it. Because if I want to use a barbell, I always go to the gym. But I have got a barbell in the garage, and it's probably got not much, but it's not. It's probably got 80 kg on it tops. So it's, yeah. But if you've got 200 at home, bloody hell, that's really good. I wouldn't mind doing that one day. I've got a garage. I need to tidy it out, but I looked at that kind, you know, like a proper Olympic bar, and they're an absolute fortune. Even second hand. Have you looked at how much weights are second hand? Especially like, remember in fucking lockdown, you couldn't get them. Just before lockdown, I was into my spin, spin bike fitness. Just before lockdown, I was doing spin every day, maybe twice a day. I was quite fit because I was cycling a lot and doing spit. I bought a spin bike, but you could not get weights for cheap. They were second hand. They were going for fortunes. So I've just built up now, and I found the smallest amount of weights that you need is, you know, them twist lock dumbbells. I've got them 5 to 40 kg. They're quite big, but they're heavy enough to do most things. You know what I mean? They're not heavy enough really for back or out, but if you put some intensity into it, have you learned how to, if you're doing your rows, how to put intensity into it, go slower and really controlled. You sold all your weights in lockdown, yeah. Got loads of money for them, yeah, yeah. You buy a new car with all the money you get, because even a plate, the cost of a plate, just a single plate, was really expensive in lockdown because everyone was trying to buy it for home. So yeah, I'd love to have that, but looking at second-hand weights now, fucking hell, loads of money on eBay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. With Sky High, yeah, they were. I couldn't get anything, but I've got these. Like I said, I've got these dumbbells now and a bench. Got some kettlebells. Do have a barbell. The only thing I don't have at home, what I miss for training at home, is a chin-up bar. So I was looking at one of them rigs, you know, them sort of freestanding rigs. But it's where to put it, because if you put it outside, it'll get rusted. But if you get one cheap enough, it don't matter. But you get ones that bolt at wall, don't you? Because I like doing chin-ups, like wide, especially wide bar chins. I think they're really good for the lats. So that's the only thing I don't have at home. But other than that, I can pretty much get away with all my training. Yeah. Anyway, it's freezing now. I'm gonna go in. So go and check out some of my. Well, first thing you should check out. I've up that goes over the door frame. Yeah, yeah. Them door frame ones. I don't think they're any good. I always have visions of, you know, you're pulling up, get to the top, and then it breaks and you fall on your head, fall on the floor and smash back of your head on the floor. And they're never high enough, are they? It's not high enough. The door frame, you know, you have to like crunch your legs up. They're basically not high enough. They need to be higher, like bolted on a wall or a freestanding frame. You know, like they have in the gym, they're massive rigs. But they're huge, aren't they? You know, where do they go? And they have like a dip bar and you can squat on them. You can even put your bench under and put your barbell on them. They're like a multi-rig. They're just so universal, the stuff that you can do on them. Actually, there's a final point. When I did my interview with Adam, who was my personal trainer, was talking about why gyms don't have enough of those rigs. They always put one or two in, and they're always busy, like the squat racks. And they just have loads of them, just racked out with rigs. Because they're so universal, you can do everything on them. Right, go and have a look at my diet plans and recipes. It's on my website, or you can go to my channel and watch the videos that I do. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and see you all next time.